Biscuits and tea.
Welcome back, guys. 34 period 99.99. We got
Welcome
B&T
in.
merch. B, tell them about the merch. Tell them. Look, things are evolving. No.
Yeah, I mean we're getting better. I mean we only had to have a 28-minute setup time today. Last weekend was a little over an hour setup time, but we're getting there, and we have our merch now. You can buy the merch. It's good. It's soft. You wash it a lot of times. It stays the same size. I don't have a lot of shirts that do that, and I'm impressed with that. So shout out to our merch line.
That is definitely. I mean, Tyler's merch is waiting for him over here in Europe. We'll see when he can squeeze it back on to get all three. That'll be quite a monumental experience to have all three of us in proper merch. You know, Tyler, why don't you say something here on the podcast? The listeners, they want to hear from you. That's classic. That's classic.
Oh god,
he's here. Don't worry, guys. He's here. He'll
I don't really participate in the introduction, so I just kind of hop in later.
Yeah, what's interesting. We're gonna have to have you do an introduction one of these times. Can you zoom in for us?
I mean, like, why do we even wait for Tyler to get ready? Like, why don't we just start the podcast and then 100%. He could just get in 20 minutes later each time.
I agree.
If he doesn't get set up, if he doesn't get in by the time we're done, then that's the game. And like, if we make it through the whole podcast and Tyler can't join, then like he has to buy us dinner next time or something.
Yeah. I'm down with that rule. I mean, because we're paying penalties on studio overtime. We got There's studio overtime that the company 11th Commandment is not. We're not done building our Florida studio yet, so we're gonna have to borrow from Zencastr, the overlords.
Oh yeah, Zencastr. I sent in they were looking for a sound engineer and someone to help with quality control. I sent in my resume just to test the waters. They got back to me quicker than anybody has ever gotten back to me to say no for a job, by the way.
They're like, nah, we do not want you.
They must like tune in and just see like quality control on biscuits and tea, and they're like, yeah, no, it's not going to work out. So
that's funny. For the people that don't know, though, we should tell them. Shouldn't we tell them?
Where's your studio?
What do you mean? Oh, like our studio?
Are you new somewhere? I've never seen your toucan friend.
You've never seen this? This has been here. Oh, they can't really see it. You guys can barely see the. Is that a toucan? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that's a toucan.
Yeah, Fruit Loops.
I feel like people just see big beaks and they talk like they know things. Like they see like a pink bird and they're like, "Oh, it's a flamenco." Like it's like.
I got pretty good knowledge on birds.
Stephanie Schuttler is going to have to come back on. We're getting her back on here because Tyler's been talking a whole lot of animal nonsense lately, and I feel like we need to
talk to her about the cicadas. That's what we need to talk about. Tyler, you literally said you woke up with a cicada on your head.
A cicada was on my head this morning. Like I just woke up. I guess I had my window open with a fan on, and like this thing was literally just on top of my head. I woke up. I just felt something like brushing this stupid cicada just on my pillow. Like they're coming.
You sleeping with your windows open? Did you say that?
Yeah. If we don't have we usually don't throw on AC unless it's like stupid hot.
Yeah. Well, that's because you live in a swamp. That's because no one told us that Washington, D.C. is a swamp. It's a swamp. It used to be a swamp, and we cut it down, and we did some other stuff too. We won't talk about that, right? We don't talk about that.
I think we just got rid of the trees. I think the trees were the only things here when we showed up.
Was that the only thing that was here?
We just got rid of the trees. We widened some canals. Like, we took a few deer's lives. We took a few fish, but I mean, I think that's.
I see.
When we were staying at Tyler's house, I had never they didn't put the AC on because they're just so used to being in that humid, hot. It's just their climate. It's their ecosystem. They thrive in it. When I got there and we were trying to sleep in that, I was struggling, dude. Every night I wake up, I'd have just mucus just so compiled in here. I couldn't breathe, wake up exhausted because I'm sweating in my sleep. I was not ready for that coming out of Kansas. We have nice central air.
It is an issue with a lot of the houses here just because they are a bit older where it's absurd how inefficient it is to heat or to cool these houses.
I mean, that makes sense. Though I just never knew that it was a swamp, but it is a swamp.
No joke.
I was actually what
I was gonna throughout the summer, when it's really hot in the summer, I'll just take like 5 or 6 cold showers a day. Just you start to like get way too hot, you just go hop in the shower for 5 minutes, and you're good for the next whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's easier. I'm reading Frederick Douglass's biography, and it's this freaking. It's a fat book. It won a whole bunch of awards. It's really good. But yeah, they actually talked about it too. Anyway, getting straight into it. Speaking of perfect transition, Frederick Douglass to Bill Gates. Just kidding. There's no transition between that at all. But B, you mentioned the Epstein connection, right?
Oh, yeah.
Over Bill
Yep.
Gates,
Yep.
right? Because he apparently was partying with Epstein. He was, at least he went on the planes, so he's probably been on the islands. He also has been quoted. This is even recently saying that he thought he was going to be getting money from Epstein, billions of dollars apparently, in order to fund some stuff for their vaccination, their research, and all that stuff. And then he said that was a mistake, that he shouldn't have gone there. But so since
money for the vaccination and research, like,
so it was before, think before COVID times. His foundation, they do all these things. They find
Yeah.
they find vaccines. They do research on all those things. So before COVID.
Okay.
And so yeah, you mentioned the Epstein thing, and that got thrown out. So I started to do just a little digging, like, we'll do some research, and dug in there. So a lot of the theories they believe on the Epstein thing is that it's possibly part of the divorce lawyers using, because what happens in divorces, they'll say, and good lawyers will just say anything, whatever it takes, public perception. And so they'll just start using that in order to say, this is the reason, we're going to take you through the mud, whether it's true or not, whether or not the dude maybe he was just one of the guys that was on the plane, got off, didn't do anything. It makes her look like what? We haven't asked at all the question, what if she did something? We haven't. We just said, Epstein, ciao, thank you. This guy's a freak, and give her some of your money. Like, it's done, But on top of that, apparently there's an affair and some Me Too type actions, but they're all just allegations once again, and they all just come out now.
Yeah, they come out right when you're in the getting ready for the lawsuits, getting ready for all this stuff. It's like it's unfortunate because it doesn't help the case of make people saying that, oh, these people are just coming out and making up fake stories and stuff like that. It doesn't, like, the timing doesn't help, but that's how it works. It's how it's most effective. It's the same thing with Tyler with Deshaun Watson, and like all of those cases like coming out right when everything kind of got hit and all the information's being released. It's weird, but that's the way it
Who's
works
Sean
nowadays.
Watson? Sorry, what's that?
Deshaun Watson. He's the quarterback for the Texans.
What did he do?
He has like 19 like sexual assault allegations.
Like, they all just came out at some time, or is this like a Harvey Weinstein? Like,
They
it's like
they all
everybody
came out
knew?
within like 2 weeks.
Youch. And we're talking sexual allegations. We're talking possible rape, or
It was a lot of like massage therapists, like weird, just really
Oh.
weird stuff. Like almost like he'd get massage therapists and then just like pressure them into doing something. But he would have like 20 different massage therapists in Houston, which makes no sense.
Okay. So wow.
So he was just, I think it sounded like he was kind of using it.
Yeah, his position of power. Like, okay.
Yeah, and he's like, like he was the Kansas City Chiefs, right? People thought they were going to draft him, and we picked Mahomes instead, and everyone was like, oh, like we should have gotten Watts. He played at Clemson, won the national tournament championship. He did really, really well, really good college career, like great resume, mama's boy, like perfect. Like I would have never expected like this to come out. Like all the quarterbacks,
They're
all the players,
allegations, right? Wait a second.
they're allegations.
We have a chance here on BNT to be the
It's not looking
until
good
proven
for him,
guilty.
man. It's not
There
looking
hasn't
good.
been it hasn't been a lot of defense on his side. It's kind of the allegations come out and you
Oh.
don't hear anything from him.
He's not saying anything.
He has.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything from him in a while.
So, okay. Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about?
No, this is just a timeline. Yeah, we're breaking down. There's like obviously a lot of similarities in terms of like the way the information has been broke about Bill Gates and Deshaun Watson. It's really interesting. Like this is a timeline of kind of what has happened with Deshaun, and it kind of just came out of freaking nowhere too. Like this was like out of left field. Like when this first came out, I was like, what? No chance this is real. This is a fucking lie. People writing it off, and then it's like dozens of people start coming forward at the same time, and it's like, uh-oh.
It's such a weird dynamic of things to happen. Like 20, when you get these massive large numbers, Like it reminds me, like where's Louis C.K.?
Oh, he's good now. He's back doing shows. He lost a lot of money. I think he came back and started doing stand-up specials and stuff. But like, he was like my favorite comedian of like all time, like easily one of my favorite writers, like for all that
Well,
kind of
he's a
stuff.
great comedian. He's great.
Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of difficult to enjoy. It's just like you can't get that seared into your brain. You're like, some of the stuff he's done. It's like, well, I don't know, man.
But it was also just, it's also just crazy weird timing. He didn't, to my knowledge, he didn't molest or rape any women.
I don't think he was there in person for anything. I think he got in trouble for stuff over the phone. Like he got in trouble for like
He like cornered people and like jerked off in front of them.
Something like that. Yeah, some form like that. There was that anecdote.
It's so weird.
Once again, two women said that was what happened, or more than two women.
I thought it was people were getting upset that he was like jerking off while he was talking to them on the phone.
What the fuck?
That's what I just know that from like a Dave Chappelle bit that he was talking about it.
That's crazy. Yeah, you're friends with all these comedians too, who are just gonna like fucking crack jokes about your. Yeah, I don't know. Just the whole thing, and then Aziz Ansari.
He got pulled into it a little bit, but I think he was able to escape out of it.
I mean, they're all able to get out of it right now, aren't they? All out of it. What's out of it really? Like in 5 years, are we going to be? You know who really didn't get out of it? Kevin Spacey.
Oh yeah, he's out. He's gone.
Done.
Man.
He's done.
One of the best Netflix shows ever, and they were like, nope, done.
I wasn't a fan.
Oh, you didn't like House of Cards?
No, it's like a little.
You explained last week that you don't like any series. Wasn't that the last week?
This is true, but House of Cards is one of those series.
That's a slow. Yeah, there's no.
It's slow.
You're not gonna like that.
No,
it's very slow.
The ribs look good.
Yeah,
those ribs do look good. Frank, right? That guy's name was Frank. It also exposes what you guys are doing on the swamp. But yeah, go ahead, B.
No, yeah, I don't even know how we got into this. Oh, we were talking about Bill Gates. So what's the latest on Bill Gates? I mean, like, so basically all this stuff with Deshaun Watson, it just came out and it was like, hey, they're open complaints, or what do you call them? Tyler, civil complaints? Like what? Like what's going to happen?
Is he being indicted? Is he being indicted?
I don't think so.
Charges have not been filed on this guy.
I don't believe so.
Okay. I mean, that's going to happen. I don't know where these allegations like come from. Like, how do you put out an allegation if you don't go to the cops? You just get on your YouTube channel and go, this guy did something. And
they're criminal complaints, it looks like.
Okay, so they're criminal complaints. So they filed a report, right, with the police. It's kind of a serious thing.
I might be wrong with this. I'm not gonna say it. For some reason, I thought it was something to do too, like focusing on illegal immigrants or something, or people without papers. That might not be. I might be mixing that up with something else.
That was with the Patriots owner.
Oh, Kraft.
Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft. He really got out of it easy, man. Like, because I don't think anybody's really worried about Robert Kraft getting the happy endings like Deshaun Watson was getting, but he got a little suspension, got a little fine, but he's right back in the mix. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, I'll tell you who's not. I'll tell you who didn't get in trouble. My guy, Jerry Jones. Who's been the clean guy? Who's been clean? Jerry Jones, please come on the podcast. I know you're up to some weird stuff down there in Texas. I know you're not America's team anymore. That's us. That's Kansas City Chiefs. But, hey, I still believe in you, Jerry. I remember the 90s.
Jerry might get all of his sexual satisfaction just from football.
Yeah, I don't think he's
no joke.
Football.
That guy, yeah. What a guy. I have no idea what he's actually like. I just remember the 90s. Like, I just remember the image of this, like, all cowboy American dream type. And that was the guy. And, like, he was just get on there and we love football and we want to, our families and we want everybody and we support the troops. And, like, that was just the whole thing. It was just, you could just believe in it back then. There was nothing for you to fact check. You couldn't check anything either. Like,
you stand on the national anthem too.
Yeah, that was it. Life was simple. But what's up though? You had football shit. Bring us to real football.
Here's some real football. So this is you able to zoom
Tyler
in?
has some real football.
Oh, this is fake football.
This is some real
This is
football.
fake
This
football.
is some real football.
That's fake
This is
football.
real football.
NFL is not real football at all.
What was that though, Ty?
It's
Yeah, go
a
ahead.
it's a
You
weird
can go back,
article.
Arnis.
Pretty much this coach. He used to coach for the Chiefs.
Not the right minority.
Not the right.
What's that
Yeah.
mean?
I wish.
What
I
is he?
can't-
What's
I
his
can't read
nationality?
He's
Eugene Chung.
Korean.
Zoom in, Arnis. He can't. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he's
Korean.
Korean.
They wanted
But
Japanese. Sorry, pal.
He had a really weird quote in this too, where it said, "It was said to me, well, you're really not a minority." Chung recalled, according to the Globe. I was like, wait a minute. The last time I checked, when I looked in the mirror and brushed my teeth, I was a minority. But I feel like his response is really weird too. Why are you trying? I feel like his response would be like, why does it matter if I was a minority or not? Like, are you going to hire me? Verse.
Right. I see
Right?
what you're saying, but it's also weird. Both sides are weird. You're right on that because it's also like, what the fuck does it matter? I'm coaching your football team. It really does not matter. Can I do the job or can I not do the job? That's all anybody really should care about, especially in a results oriented business like the fucking NFL, you know? But it also, yeah, I don't know. But it's also an identity thing, you know? Like what is he then? What are you like?
Oh yeah, like he doesn't want to be
I
lumped into.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost like, well, who does the guy he's talking to, like, is it some strange, just suit guy is just like, wow, he doesn't care about any of that shit and just doesn't understand. You're not a minority, aren't you?
I'm more interested. What does it mean that he's not a real minority? Is it because he has a white man voice when he talks and he grew up here in the States? Is that like makes him less a minority than someone who came over here and got their citizenship last year, or what?
I think people in the U.S. a lot tend to associate minority with like poor, and I don't know, for whatever reason. Then people also associate like a lot of Asians with like doing well, or the stereotypes like, oh, they're smart, oh, they come over here, they like have really good jobs, and they kind of just like, well, why should we like? They're doing fine. Like their minority status doesn't matter. It's kind of a lot of people's thought process.
He's
Like
a
Will,
privileged minority.
yeah. I mean, like Will, like do you think your mom or EJ or anybody in your family has ever brought up the fact that you guys are African in an interview to like benefit you getting a job or something?
To benefit?
Yeah,
You
like
mean,
to
like,
to
on-
add an, I don't know. It's like I feel like it's something that like people can use to their advantage, I guess, or like I don't know. It's
Oh, so you mean like the other side, like the employer or somebody like that?
yeah, I
Like,
guess.
Like using that card?
places
Yeah.
do try.
I'm sure.
Like places do try to put more diversity in their office. That's why a big reason Victoria went to Howard Law is it's a predominantly black law firm or law school, and then all these people, like there's not a lot of black lawyers, so all these firms, like if they want a good black lawyer to fill their little quotas, they're gonna be like, oh, we know where to go, we go to Howard.
And a woman
Yeah.
too, right?
And
You get
yeah,
2 for 1.
yeah, you can.
Yeah, that too. It's a weird thing. Yeah, you're right. I mean, for sure, it's happening. And that's when
Has it come up with you? Has it come up in an interview with you about talking about being black?
Oh, never. I can't think of any. I mean, I can see people alluding to it now in discussions that I have with higher up suit people, or just kind of like they won't. It's nothing like you're black, so you should get it because Black Lives Matter is a movement right now. But it's more like you should utilize the fact that you are the current, thing. But once again, we move really fast in this world, and we went from Black Lives Matter, then it was in the media Asian, and
It's
then
Asian, and then
boom,
now this guy's Asian. I guarantee you the story wouldn't make the headlines at all the past 2 years. The only reason why this is getting talked about now is, yeah, it's crazy.
But then I was just going to top it off. Israel-Palestine thing is happening now, and my Apple News, I don't know if I can turn that off or not, but it likes to tell you, it attempts to tell you whenever it wants to whether something's important, and it gets to choose. No, Apple, you do not get to. But they're like anti-Semitism now up based on, and I didn't click because I don't want to click on any of the news that they blast at my head. So that's gonna be a thing. So it's just like, I don't know, man.
So yeah, that's an interesting. It seems like the NFL would be a little bit more careful about what they're saying in interviews, and maybe not say things like that during this time period. So good, little
Hit
check
us
in on
up
the
with our
NFL.
the Kai thing. Was that Kai
Yeah,
you
yeah.
saw?
Let's talk about Kai Kamara a little bit. The only reason why I added this in is because I know that what was it? You guys got drafted in the second round together in what year?
2005.
2005. Where's he from? Sierra Leone.
He's from
Sorry.
Sierra Leone.
What a
Cool, cool.
name,
Kai
Kai
Kamara.
Kai
Kamara.
Kamara.
I like
Yeah.
that name
He
for an
was.
Kamara
athlete.
is a very common last name. Sierra Leone, those parts of the world, but yeah,
Where Sierra Leone?
West Africa.
Yeah. So yeah, Kai. I believe he's a free agent right now, and like he kind of gets thrown around as someone to kind of come in for a lot of teams and be a goal scorer that like you need in the playoffs and into the season. Obviously, the season just started, but I just saw it on here, and I kind of wanted to just ask about like when did you guys play together? Have you guys played against each other? How do you guys know each other? Just like any kind of Kai Kamara stories. Maybe we can have him come on the podcast soon.
Kai should come on the podcast. Kai goes on podcasts all the time. We should get him on here. There's a bunch of guys that I've played with that would be perfect for the podcast. Could probably tell funny stories. I mean, you guys have met Stuart Holden, obviously, both of you, and you guys know that Lee Wynn would be a freaking funny guy to have on the podcast because we played together in Denmark, then we played together on the national team, and then we played. No, that's it. But yeah, Kai. I have no idea what's gonna go on. Funny Kai stories. I don't think I have any. No, we actually played when we played together. We played together in England, believe it or not, with uh against QPR. That's Queens Park Rangers. Tyler, for you, I know you.
I've been betting on enough soccer, so
So you know them.
I'm getting names down.
Yeah, we played against Queens Park Rangers. We went to go check out a West Ham game. We did a whole lot. We were at Fulham, and I think yeah, that was the time. It was Fulham versus Liverpool with Stevie G at Anfield, and we were all there. You know, right? It was a Generation Adidas guy, so it's like all these like some of the best young players. Gazan is there. I can't remember if Benny wasn't there. Benny didn't leave early. Anyway, there's a lot of people that you know in the league and all these guys that are there. And we're in the stands at Anfield. And this guy, before the game happens, they're warming up, and this guy leans over to us, these well drunk English guys, because that's really all that was around us, just tons. And he goes, right, yeah, where you lot from? And we're like, USA. USA, oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. You came on a good day because Fulham is shite. And like he's like he's just like talking about how they're gonna, and they smashed them. It was 4-1, maybe 4-0. They destroyed them. But it was sick. Anfield is sick. Now we're far off Kai Kamara, but that was just that was a sick trip.
No, he's like one of my favorite MLS players of all time. I never really got to see how he did in EPL, but like when he was playing for the formerly known Kansas City Wizards, like he was the only bright spot on the field to like watch, and he was so good with the fans. Like everyone loved him, dude. So I was like, I don't know, I was always disappointed when he left and stuff, but hopefully he gets back in the league because I'd love to see kind of where he's at. I don't know how old he is, but he's the same age as you, right?
He's older than me. He's older. He was older, yeah. I don't know if he was a year older than me in school too, but he's older than me.
Has Sierra Leone ever done like really well as a national team?
No, and it's funny because they have a ton of players,
Yeah,
all
that's what I
in
thought.
diaspora, ton in diaspora. Playing. I mean, it's across almost everywhere now. You're going to find good players from these small countries that have made it or that have links to that. So, yeah, but as a country, they don't do good.
No, yeah, like which African country would you say is pumping out the best players in the world right now consistently over the past 10 years?
Ghana.
That is a good question. Ghana was the first thing that went to my head. You're never
Are they
not
just
going
good
to
as a
have
team?
Nigeria.
Are
in
they
that
like
mix.
better as a team than they are as individuals, or because I feel like Ghana's always the top team out of Africa?
Ghana has been one of the top teams. Ivory Coast had its golden generation is kind of gone with Drogba and what's his name with the who's freaking really good. The hair, people make fun of his fucking forehead. Super fast. He was playing for Roma. Now he plays. I think he plays for Fiorentina. God, he's super fast. Type in Ivory Coast striker. Anyway, yeah, Tyler. Yeah, so Ghana has been definitely because they perform well at the World Cup. That's why
that's why I think that
you're remembering them. But as far as producing players, they produce
Gervinho.
Gervinho. Yeah, he's got a freaking Portuguese
he's
Brazilian
so fast.
name.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you have Wilfred Bone, the sickest snake of all time. Arnis, I hope you can find that. Type in, go to YouTube right now. We'll do this live. Go to YouTube. Type in Wilfred Bone, Wilfred Wilfred, and then okay. So you know what I'm talking about, B.
I think I just found it and sent it. Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. This one is just insane, dude. Just right
my
through his
God.
legs.
Again,
See you
please.
later. Oh, it's so nasty, dude. That ball is literally all the way outside of his shoulder.
What is this, like the African Cup?
Yeah. This is African Cup of Nations. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the best snake ever.
Literal perfection in a snake.
Did he complete it?
Will not. Not only did he complete it, if we can trying to find another angle, because I won't even say it. Well, what happened?
He played like a cutback ball.
No. It's even more controversial. Oh, here we go. Look at that.
Oh, he just got fouled, and then he didn't get the call.
Play it again. Play it again, Honest. I think they'll. Oh, maybe yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let it play.
Back, yeah,
let it play. Yeah, let it play. That has a replay. Watch.
See you later. Adios. And then he just jumped into him.
Yeah, that's a foul.
That's a PK. That's a PK.
Oh no, sorry guys. No, it's not because there's no PK. He just thinks you can tackle someone with your head and shoulder.
He's gone. Like
no
he's
foul.
falling over. Yeah. Like
Dude.
That's
what?
No foul.
That's how you know the referee is probably like a defender or goalkeeper, and they're like, I don't like it when guys do that.
I mean, yeah.
The referee's right there. What a fucking idiot, dude. Those are the kind of refs that I can't handle, man. I would have gotten a red card immediately, been done.
Oh my God. How livid. I've had something similar like that happen. And you can't get enough rage out.
Yeah.
You know? But props to the defender.
Yeah.
I mean, he got nutmegged on a snake, but
turned around, stumbled into him. That's good body control.
Hey, whatever it takes. He's going to use his head, throw it off his knee. What else we got? We got something non-related. Oh boy, I got one for you.
Drinking.
Read that. Drinking. Yes. Any amount of alcohol.
Yeah.
Causes damage to the brain. Study finds. I thought this would be a very good one to bring into BNT. Yeah, Givali. Yeah, that's cheers, B, in a lot of languages. But so if you see at the beginning of the article, essentially, they surveyed your friends, not surveyed, but they studied 25,000 people in the UK, brain scans, and there's no safe amount. Basically, they figured out. Like people talk about, like I had a couple of glasses. So for them,
I drink the wine for the antioxidants.
yeah. Which I'm not. These studies, because they're isolated, right? It's a brain. They're just checking that. Well, you don't know enough of the stuff. But I just thought, what a sensational headline to say that essentially with every drink of alcohol, you are killing gray matter, which is necessary. And so they showed less issues with memory, issues later in life. So they're linking it to all sorts of stuff.
So isn't that the whole point, though? Like people are like, I don't know. I think when you're drinking alcohol, you're trying to kind of let loose. You're trying to not remember all the stuff, all this anxiety, all the stress. So I think like there's something here to this. Like, okay, drinking beer is kind of helping out your anxiety. It's like self-regulating your anxiety.
Yeah, people always say that like smartest people are always the like most depressed. So I kind of just see it like
I'd rather
just be happy.
I don't know about that statement. The smartest people are the most depressed. Albert Einstein.
There is a definitely connection with intelligence and like increased rates of depression.
I have not seen that. I mean, I can imagine there being some of it.
So
but
aware.
I don't know.
It makes you more aware, dude.
I don't know. I don't know how much we can correlate that.
It's funny you brought up the brain scans. I've just never called them, but there was like flyers up for people around here to pretty much do a study like this. Like they'll give you $300 for the day to scan your brain. It's like we want moderate drinkers, and they're like, so if you drink 12 drinks a week, like moderate 12 a
Is that
week.
moderate?
like,
Is it,
like
I don't.
what?
What does that look
It
like?
had it had
How do I distribute that across
I don't
7 days?
that's what I don't know either. And then they're like heavy drinking is usually considered 15 drinks a week, which
That's 3 drinks a day.
no,
Less than, just
that's
under 3 drinks. What? 3 times 7, 21. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. He pulled it up. Why are intelligent people more prone to mental illness? I mean, but the flip side troubles me too. Could I get more depressed, and does that make me smarter? So should I like lock myself up
Yeah.
if I want to get smarter?
Getting smarter is only going to make things worse for you. That's moral of the story.
Intelligence. Higher intelligence is associated with better grades, better jobs, higher pay, and even a longer life. So smarter people live longer. Is that because they avoid stupid shit, or because there's something inside of them?
I would lean on avoiding stupid shit.
Think so?
That has to destroy life expectancy. Like if someone just goes on a motorcycle and just dies at like 22, like that drops so much versus someone, I don't know, just drinking themselves to death and then they die when they're 55.
Yeah, that is kind of true. You would avoid things you would probably, I mean, but super intelligence, we're talking about high intelligence here. And you also got to remember, if you are highly intelligent, you could make money. But there are highly intelligent people who don't make a lot of money and aren't successful, and are intelligence is not a what kind of intelligence. There's types: emotional, social, analytical, spatial intelligence. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. Like,
It is fun. I think as far as academically, the smartest kid in my grade, he's just like teaching public high school.
really?
Yeah,
Well,
he
when you
just
say smartest, give us some what's so
I'm sure like his
book smart.
like book smart. Yeah, I mean I never actually even talked, but just yeah, book smart. Just but book smart also, but not just memorizing, repeating. Like he comprehend like he like comprehended everything. Like just really, it's you meet those people and you're just like this guy's just smart as shit.
I don't say, but I think it's important that we distinguish between it, because like Messi has a level of genius that Elon couldn't touch with his body, right? And Dave Chappelle has a social intelligence that, I mean, Elon is socially just so far gone off of his social intelligence is not genius level. He struggles with that. And that's a level of intelligence. Like Louis C.K., these guys, like there's a level of brilliance to that is genius level. We're talking genius level. And so just going, but I guess all the people I named are wealthy, but I don't know if they'll live longer.
I've heard this stat though. I've heard this stat about how if you're smart, you end up depressed and sad, and you're like more likely to be schizophrenic as well if you're a genius. Good thing I'm not a genius. Yeah, good thing I'm not a genius.
This is what we have. Yeah. This is why we're here.
Yeah, I mean you also like just smarter people. They have to question themselves more. Like you see so many of, I'd say the lower bracket, at least in the U.S. of intelligence. Like they all seem very confident that they are right about literally everything, which would probably be kind of nice way to go through life, where you're just you're just everything. Like you're in control of everything. You know everything. Everyone else is an idiot. You're smart.
Yeah. I guess that's ignorance is bliss. That's the saying, and I mean, there's definitely something to that. But there's also, I mean, there's a beauty to it. There's a beauty in the simplicity. It like not like trying to, I don't know, like I'm from a small town. I don't care what you do with your Facebook,
Yeah.
with your internets. I'm not worried about your internets.
Plural.
Let me just go and get my stuff and go here. And he could be a math genius, but it's also about exercising your intelligence too. I don't know. What good is it just sitting there?
Well, sitting there doing what?
Well, I'm just saying, it's just if you are a math genius and we could utilize your talent to get us to have different propulsion systems, which I don't believe that we don't have different propulsion systems. Fuck off, U.S. government. I know you have some. We're seeing them on 60 Minutes. Maybe now you're new. pretending like the Wright brothers figured out how to fly like 100 years ago, and we haven't figured out how to do anything else. Nothing. We've made no movement forward. Your planes, nothing. Not when did we fly for the first time?
Well, I think
It's over 100
I
years.
think regulations are kind of messing that up because we had the Concorde.
Regulations?
We definitely improved with the Concorde, and then they just crashed like 1 or 2 times, and they don't want to do that anymore.
I'll give it to you. But kid, your fighter jet flies faster than your commercial airline,
That's
which
all.
means that they figured out
How much more money's being
Figured
put
out how
into
to
these
fly faster.
fighter jets than in a commercial airline?
Okay. Okay. I didn't say the question was not are we putting the money into it. The question was how come my commercial airline flies the same in 2020 as it did in 1970? It's the same thing. Where else are you seeing that? The technological booms that you have that we're able to do this, and we're on different continents, and we're different states, 3 different countries, means that your calculator from 1980 is now doing this. So tell me why.
It's because we don't actually have a capitalistic system anymore. The fucking airlines own all of the market, and they don't have to advance their product. I mean, there's no competition. No one is going in there and competing with offering a better flight service or anything like that. Like, yeah, Spirit Airlines. That's the innovation that like Americans are happy with. Is like you go in and you can get on a plane for super cheap. It's gonna be like flying with a cardboard box to the sky, and oh, go saving money. But like what you're saying, there's no one competing to make that better.
Well, that's
So
not even
Yeah.
just an American
That's
thing.
not what?
With the airlines everywhere, it's just
no, no, for sure.
Yeah, but I think we're doing ourselves a disservice. I think we stopped being like, "Hey, let's get it going." What are we doing? We got the Concorde, failed.
I don't know if this is true, but I would guess that tickets now are way cheaper than they were in the 70s to fly.
Ooh, we got to look this up. Let's look this up. That's I mean, obviously they're going to account
Well,
for inflation.
I'm saying you can account for inflation and everything, but I would assume they'd be cheaper now.
Oh,
I'd assume.
we got to look that up.
That is
How do we
interesting.
look that up?
Cost of flights in 1970. A return flight between New York and London retailed for $555. With inflation, that's around $3,200 in today's money. So it was way more expensive. I think you can get to London in what for $1,500 to $1,700 easy nowadays.
Yeah, but wait a second. How though? Like, did you have to schedule your flight 6 years in advance back then because there was like 2 planes to take you? What do you got, Arnis? 50 years of airfare, the evolution of price.
Oh, is that what you got
what
too?
you got
Yeah.
in 1970. Okay, perfect. So this is literally 1970 versus now.
Yeah.
So, okay, were flights cheaper 50 years ago?
Legroom has a
Or did we get fatter? We have gotten fatter. That's
yeah,
a fact,
it is
actually.
very true.
But
And
these
bigger and stronger.
American muscle. Tell you that about your 1970s.
Oh no, in the 70s they were having like a bunch of forced physical activity, just getting people ready for the Vietnam War.
Yeah, keep going just a little bit down, a little more. I think it's there. There it is. Price to pay for a trip across the U.S. However, a U.S. $48 ticket in 1963 works out at about $378 today with inflation. For a similar ticket in this day and age, the cost variance isn't that different. So the average, wait a second, the average cost of a flight to Dallas-Fort Worth in 2015 was $385. In 2020, New York would cost, yeah. So it's about the same.
That's weird.
And that must because they're able to
that's-
scale up. They're able to do more business.
Okay.
I don't
So
know.
Well, there's definitely more of a
read the thing.
demand now.
International flights. So international airfares have become much more affordable
Okay.
since 1970. So the flight that would retail for $550 now with inflation, yeah. Oh, say back then it was $550. That's $3,200, and now you can do it for about $1,000.
Yeah, I've gone over to Croatia for $500 on a road trip flight.
Yeah. Okay. So
Which is crazy.
globally, yeah.
That's a good innovation. Like that's good. Like so if they're instead of putting money into making the best airplanes and making all of our flights expensive and things like that. I guess, okay, fair enough. You guys are figuring out ways to make this affordable for everybody. I guess that is an advancement itself. So I personally take some of the heat back that I was giving. Thank you, airlines.
I'm not. I'm not.
Will's not sold.
I'm not sold on this. I'm happy. I'm happy because that was a thing. Like back then, you didn't have to make the prices cheaper to go possibly all around the world. We weren't as interconnected, right? Now we live in a much more global society, so that's a standard. What I'm needing is that I don't know that the engineers and the innovators needed to stop at that time.
Well,
like
haven't they just turned to rockets? Which I guess
you're right. I think so.
I mean, I don't know. We're making moves on like these rockets being able to land and.
Isn't China? They just landed on Mars too, right?
What?
I think
China's not allowed on Mars.
Oh, you mean he means the, what do you call it? The rover, or what do you call those
Yeah.
things?
China's Mars rover.
They got their own rover
on Red Planet. Yeah.
What? What if ours just goes over and just kills it?
That's what I was going to say. That's what we should do. America shouldn't let anybody else on Mars. How much of a conflict would that cause?
That's going to be a conflict.
Is it not already? It is in the satellites. You know, we have satellite wars, like actual satellites that are like armed and stuff.
What?
Yeah.
I know they're worried. A lot of NASA people are worried about how much like stuff we just have in orbit. We're like, yeah, if we just keep throwing more satellites up here and they stop being used, we're not gonna be able to leave our orbit because it's just gonna be like an asteroid belt of just junk flying around.
There is already. I saw they made it one of those big IMAX. You know those? Do they still have that shit? I haven't been in the U.S. forever. IMAX.
There used to be one in DC. Yeah, IMAX theater. Yeah, there's one.
People
in
still go.
There's one in DC.
People don't go to that shit anymore. We're so done.
People go and they you get a restaurant service now. Will you sit down and they bring a food menu for you, a drink menu, the whole thing now? Yeah, you go to the IMAX.
I will say I did see something. It was going over like space. I think we have one of our history museums. And it was something going over the universe and space. It was one of the coolest things as a kid. Like just massive screens, super loud, and just flying around space.
You know what I'm
all
sick
this
of?
Crazy stuff.
What?
Fucking 3D movies. Can we stop with the fucking 3D movies and you walk in, they give you the paper plastic thing? Is that really what we're doing here? Like we have VR systems, all this shit, and like they're still handing out these pieces of paper with plastic colored film to go watch this movie. And like, what are we doing?
Those things too, the glasses make it so the movie's like the size of your phone that's like just held out in front of you. It like shrinks the whole screen. 3D movies are garbage.
Oh wow, are they? The last 3D movie you guys got to know. What's the last 3D movie I saw? I mean, I've only seen one.
Stuart Little?
really.
I don't know.
No. What was the big one?
Disney.
The big one in the last
Yes.
10 years.
Star Wars.
Oh, that's a good guess. Avatar.
You might have seen Avatar. Oh, did you just say Avatar?
Yeah, Avatar.
You didn't let me guess, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd gone.
No, I was going to say Avatar. I was going to guess Avatar.
No, he heard Avatar
that's
and
it.
he said Avatar. He didn't guess it right.
I was good.
You're right on that 3D, the 3D thing. There are some things that I think need to jump forward. Yeah, you're right. Like we hand out these paper things. Why are we doing that?
That was like 2002. Everyone was impressed in 2002, guys, when we got the fucking things. All right, it's 2021. Stop handing them out, AMC. They're headquartered here in Kansas City. I think we should literally show up to their headquarters and start picketing and saying, stop doing the 3D. We don't care.
Their headquarters is in Kansas City?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta swing by.
AMC, yeah. They're doing great too.
You know what would we be okay with? Because that's part of the thing. I don't want to be part of a culture that complains about things. I mean, as far as
I want there to be a VR headset that you pull from behind the seat.
Exactly.
And I want to put it on, and then I want the seat to like freaking go like this and back.
Yes.
And that's what I want, dude.
Yes.
Anything else?
Thank you.
I don't care. Stop paying for the food and the waitresses and the waiters and the no.
Yeah.
Let's just create that.
Tyler.
Well, then what's the point of going to the theater?
Because it's outside
just for the headset.
Place. And also, maybe we'll find a way to make it interconnected. I mean, it's the internet. Maybe you play games beforehand or whatever. Or maybe you're interactive, or maybe you can see the people that you're like involved, but like I want it to do more now that we have the more. Let's utilize that. Or I'm going to get a projector, because these projectors, if you have just a decent sized wall, is a movie theater in my house, and I don't have to give you $35 just to get in, and then $85 just to have your like a piece of popcorn. I don't need to do that, do I?
The answer is no. The answer is no, but people still go because it's nostalgic and you get the movies early, and that's the only thing that these theaters have still is like they have access to those select movies that play, you know, before it comes out and stuff. But like that's all shifting away from that, obviously, because all the streaming services, you got Amazon Prime, billions of dollars just getting the best actors, the best directors doing these films. It's like there's I don't know. AMC is doing well because of all that crazy stuff with that Tyler you involved with the GameStop and all that kind of stuff. But I Twitch should buy AMC and start just running esports out of all of their AMC theaters, like during the day, like when no one else is in there, like during this like summer when no one's in there during the day. Just start doing esports out of those freaking things, man.
Yeah, I mean, they got to turn into something. I mean, they got all the infrastructure for something like that to happen. It would be pretty cool. And I mean,
So during COVID, they were renting them out. You could get one pretty cheap. Like you could just get one for 5 people.
get what? A movie theater?
The whole theater.
For
You get
what?
a whole, like,
For how
theater.
much?
It wouldn't be that much. I don't think they were like allowed to have more than a certain amount of people in them. So
But to do what? They're just going to watch the
you
movie?
go play video games. You go watch me. Like just I
So
don't know,
they
you
were
just go mess
they were
around in the
doing that.
theater. Yeah.
What? I didn't know that.
Like a family could just go and just rent. I didn't know that that was a thing.
Yeah, people were doing some sort of things like that.
That's insane.
AMC
I
theaters.
mean, it makes sense. Yeah,
Innovative.
I get it. All right, what do you got here? We got another
Yeah.
another deal.
We got ESPN just coming in here, and I didn't know exactly what this meant. I'm guessing it just means that in the United States that we're going to have access to La Liga, and it's going to be shot really Americanized. Just outstanding Monday Night Football type quality content of La Liga now.
Look at Tyler.
We already have La Liga.
Do we?
Hulu, dude. Hulu's like $5 a month and has every La Liga game on it. That's part of it.
Wow.
So what does this mean though? So through 2028 now, they got access to all of it. That's a big deal.
So, but yeah, Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. I know Disney's making this play for their streaming stuff. I don't know anything about Disney's streaming platform. There's so many now. Isn't Apple coming out with one? Didn't they start doing like?
This is Apple TV, isn't it?
No, but what was that thing the other like a couple of years ago? With fucking Tim Cook
Sling?
got on with Oprah.
Sling?
And what's it called?
Sling?
I don't know. I've heard the Sling sounds like something, but yeah. I don't know what this deal necessarily means. B. Is it only going to be on? Is it exclusive to? They're going to take it off of Hulu? Did Hulu lose it now?
You tell me, man. I just saw the article and it looked like a big deal to me. And Soccer X is the leader in sports business, and this is what they shared yesterday. I thought it was a big deal. So can we scroll down a little bit and just see what else is on this freaking deal? Because
there it is. Stop. There it is. Beyond live matches, ESPN Plus will offer a variety of surround programs, including match previews, highlights, magazine shows, and will continue to cover La Liga extensively on Signature, ESPN Plus.
like, what is this
including,
even?
I don't know.
There we go. La Liga and ESPN. Thank you for the
Well done,
information.
guys.
Soccer
Congrats.
X, the article is just outstanding. You can really tell the person that wrote this was really trying to make sure that whoever read it was going to get some good information.
Yeah, it just looks like a bunch of. That looks like a legal document
Yeah.
imposed as an
What's
article.
the last paragraph say? Let's just get to that and see if there's anything. It literally doesn't matter. It's literally nothing. But you guys, now you know.
Literally.
ESPN has the rights through 2028.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. That's exactly what. All right. So this one. I've been doing some research on another thing, but 6,500 workers have died in Qatar building infrastructure for the 2022 World Cup. Now, I'm going to give you guys a question since we love doing guess time. So this number,
It's so
I
low.
start.
There's no
I start
chance.
to-
There's
I-
no chance that they
Wait.
gave the right number for this.
This is okay. So that's I'm already pushing because all across, the entire internet, you're just going to see that number repeated in comments like fuck Qatar, we need to boycott. 6,500 people died, et cetera, et cetera. Number one, you're right, Tyler.
It's a nice
The
round
reports
number.
yeah, they like a round number because the reports have stated that it's way higher than that. Now, there's also people don't like Qatar and they don't like how this happened. They don't like the whole circumstances of it. So there's also a big giant smearing campaign going on. But the question I want to ask you guys is, this is for the 2022 World Cup. Now, I know how many people, this is from the BBC, got killed in the 2014 World Cup and the 2010 World Cup. Could you guys tell me how many people died building the stadiums for the 2014 and the 2010 World Cup? Remember, 6,500 have already died in the Qatar.
Did South Africa have to build a bunch of stadiums?
Remember, these underdeveloped, and Qatar is not an underdeveloped nation by any means, but many of these countries that don't have stadiums or don't have adequate stadiums have to build stadiums, right, that fit FIFA regulations. And it's not just the stadiums, by the way, that they're...
I would guess like 25.
You get 25 total?
Yeah.
Okay. Brandon, do we lose him? All right, well, I don't want to ruin his... he can probably hear us, though. So I don't want to say the number. I was going to say the number. He's back. B Millie's back.
Sorry, I had to pee so bad. Oh my god.
Pee break on the podcast, sponsored by Sport Tea.
All right, so 6,500 people have died. What was your question?
The question is, how many people died in the 2014 and the 2010 World Cup? That was in South Africa and Brazil.
You said 25 people, Tyler, or 25,000?
Tyler said 25.
25.
And B, you go with 1,000 is first guess. Are you gonna?
I'm gonna say 2,500 people have died.
2,500. All right. So B goes 2,500. Tyler goes with 25.
Yeah.
The real answer to that is, drum roll, 10 people.
Oh my god.
Total.
Oh my god.
Out of both of those. 2 people died in South Africa, according to the BBC, and 8 people died in the building of Brazil. Yeah. And there were there weren't not any human rights. There were some human rights issues that I found. But this one, I mean, set me down a rabbit hole of research that took about an hour to do stuff. It's mainly the majority of people that are dying are Indians, Sri Lanka. I think there's some Bangladesh. They all go over to Qatar because they need money, and they're told that it's going to be good. They're going to earn a lot of money, and they get there, and it's just not. And then they take their passports, and they tell them they can't leave. So it's literal slavery. Based on what I'm seeing here, that's basically all the anecdotal things seem to be true.
6,500 people have died. How many people you think died on 9/11 alone?
Ooh,
It's like 2,500.
It was I feel the number in my head says like 2,000.
That's it.
2,600 or something like that.
Yeah, 2,601, 606, and then 6,000 people were injured. To think that, think of all the things that happened when that many people died. I know they're two different situations, obviously, but it's just crazy that this isn't more of a catastrophe, big news thing. 6,500 people have died.
You know what's messed up about human nature too? How messed up this is. People are gonna I can't see myself boycotting watching the World Cup.
That's where
if it's played in Qatar, I don't think I could get myself not to watch it.
That's where the research was taking me on this thing. It was but it was also because they're a lot of these headlines are the World Cup will be played on a cemetery. That's what they're saying because it's a stadium. They're playing on it. People are dying building it. It's literally a cemetery where and their calls to boycott it. But it's not just because of the people that have died. It's also because of the corruption, the alleged corruption that got them the World Cup, which I know about as well.
Like, if that's what's bothering you is how they got the World Cup, then you just shouldn't be watching anything FIFA related, anyways.
FIFA went through a change, Tyler. They went through a change. Okay, they give them a chance. No, I mean, no, you're right. It's not.
Can you explain how they? I don't know the full story about how they got the World Cup.
I can give you the brief,
Duffel
and I can
bags.
and I can also give you the. I mean, you know, people that I'm gonna refer to when we talk more about this. That, but point is that there's a process of votes and FIFA representatives from each country. You know, the world is spread out. You got CAF, that's Africa, CONCACAF. You know, CONMEBOL, got UEFA. You know all these places. Well, they get a certain number of votes. These officials get those votes, and they're the ones that vote for who's gonna host the World Cup. Qatar, as supposedly, they needed their certain number of votes, and they allegedly bribed some South American officials, at least the ones that were named in the indictment. One guy, at least 3 of them, and one guy around 1 million, and a couple of the guys, or at least one of the other guys, $15 million. He was paid to swing the vote. And obviously that's nothing for a country like Qatar. And then they ended up getting it. And you know how these high suits talk. They won't ever, when there's corruption stuff, they won't ever say like, yeah, Qatar, like they wouldn't talk like us. Like, Qatar bought that shit. They go, and Qatar has the World Cup. And they'll go, if you know what I'm saying, like they'll fix their tie. If you understand, like, so they all know that something jacked up like happened, and so that's how they got the World Cup. And so yeah, then there's modern slavery, and then then we had to change the World Cup from summer to winter. That's also going to mess up everybody's European schedule because no one cares. That's all they say. It's going to mess up the European schedule. It's like, well, it's probably going to mess up the rest of the world's football schedule. Europe's not the only place that plays fucking soccer, but
yeah.
US
that's all
will
we
be good.
care about. So
US will be fine. Not gonna make it.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Our players don't play.
Yeah. Well, it's in a perfect time for us anyway. It's at the end of our season, which
for sure.
never happened. You know,
that's crazy, dude.
Wait, when's the MLS Cup final usually?
December. It keeps getting moved back, dude.
So, see an issue there?
I don't know what we've done with our schedule. You know,
we'll probably have an easy fix.
Yeah, to be honest, we should be talking about this, but we should be. Euro 2021 is probably going to kick off or be about ready to kick off when this comes out. And I don't know. Do you guys know the group of death? At least we should say that. Do you know the group of death?
No.
Ooh. I believe, Arnis, you may have to pull up can you pull up Euro 2021 tables or Euro 2021 schedule, or type in Euro 2021 group of death? But it's France, Germany. It's not Italy. It's one other team. I cannot remember now. The other team is Hungary. It's like all of the superstars, and then maybe Portugal.
Yeah,
France,
Hungary,
Germany.
Portugal, France, Germany. Yep.
Look at that.
Wow, group. Portugal, France, Germany.
Which one of those teams botched qualifications?
Good question. Probably Germany. That's my guess because they haven't been doing. But I don't know.
So Portugal had Group B runner-up.
Portugal was a Group B runner-up. Who the other two were winners?
But someone else is a runner-up.
Did Hungary win?
The Hungary's playoff Path A winner, Germany's Group C winner, France's Group H winner.
How did that get set up? Someone's dipping their hands in that.
You guys know Benzema's been called back to France. That's the big news right now. And he hasn't been back in since the sex tape scandals of 2015. I don't know if you guys remember that.
No, I don't.
No.
Okay. 2015, yeah. We talk about it like it's forever ago. The dude had not been called back into the national team since him and your boy Ribery. I know that's B's boy.
Oh.
They were up to they were having a little fun. And,
did they do anything illegal?
Well, funny enough, if you guys would see the night nightly female worker. She would work at night with a specific job. There was a evening worker. There's a hooker. No, there.
Shut up. Past dawn, she begins to work.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did they do anything bad? Illegal? Now, illegal necessarily? Yes, technically. Now, but what I'm finding it's hard for me to describe this because they did not know the age of this female nightly worker, and she, funny enough, when they put her picture in the media, she looked 25, but apparently she was just under whatever the legal age. I don't know if it was 17 or if she was 16. I don't think she was as young as 16.
So,
I think it was
is that
just
a thing
case of her
in France? Like, what's the age of consent?
I'm not sure, but like if I would love to throw up a picture because I think people should see this. I don't know if you can type in Arnis Ribéry, probably Ribéry and Benzema sex tape woman, sex tape lady, because you guys need to see.
Did she bait him?
Sorry?
Did she bait him?
No, but she did tell them that she was older, or at least that was the thing, and she was well known. Click on images, maybe. She was well known within that community. There you go.
So they made a sex tape.
No. They didn't make a sex tape, or maybe they did. I'm not sure. But,
sex tape lady is what he typed in.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I don't know if there was a tape, but the point is that you can see her there, and with some makeup and all the stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
it just kind of seems like something that probably every footballer is getting into. Like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
The reputation, I didn't realize this until I came overseas. The reputation of footballers with like girlfriends and everything is just atrocious.
Yeah. It's well, I mean, it's also sports though.
It is sports in general. Like, even when I was in like Croatia, they'd be talking, like talking if I have a girlfriend or whatever. Like, oh, so like who are you like with here then? I was like, what? Like no.
Like, yeah. It's
interesting.
It's notorious. Oh man, yeah. We gotta tell.
Wait, so he got arrested?
Hilarious. Yeah, he did get arrested. I don't remember why he got arrested.
Oh, so yeah, underage prostitute. Yeah, he got hit. He got hit hard, but now he's back.
But look at her. Wait a second.
17.
Underage. She's 17.
Yeah, right. There's no way you're ever gonna know. 21 years old. He was 26. She was under the age of 18.
Okay. They each faced up to 3 years. Wow. Okay, when she was 16. The two players are accused of paying for sex with Miss Dehar when she was 16. Yeah, in Mr. Benzema's case, and 17.
Does she get fined as well for getting paid to have sex underage, or only the Benzema and Ribéry?
I don't know. The age of consent is 15 in France, but paying for sex with anyone under 18 is a crime. So it's actually, if they didn't pay, it would have been okay.
No, there's like the age of consent's 15, but I think you have to be like, you can't be older than 2 years than 15.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right.
Like it's almost like grandfather, like teenagers, I think, not to get screwed over, to have like an 18-year-old like hooking up with a 17 or something. But I'm pretty sure if you're like 30, you can't go hook up with a 15-year-old. I think.
I think Kansas you can. I think in Kansas, as long as you're 16, I think it's fair game. I think you can just get married to a 45-year-old dude if you're 16. I'm pretty sure.
Absurd.
There's some weird, there's some weird marriage,
fucking
like,
weird.
But that's more Southwest. I don't want to throw Utah under the bus, but that's where my brain is going for those weird laws. I like your state. I like Salt Lake. It's really nice. But I think there's a pocket of them out there, maybe up to no good. Gonna send in a B&T investigative report team.
Oh man, is there you said that I interrupted you? Is there something you wanted to wrap up the podcast with? Little story.
Yeah, no, that's it. I can't remember now. Whatever. Yeah. That's it. Get your merch.
Yeah, the merch is available for purchase. I'm out of Sport Tea. Sport Tea, don't have any more. Drink it all. Very happy with the product. Make sure everybody who's listening, go give it a shot. You can get a little free taster trial. Very inexpensive. They'll ship it right over to you. Give it a shot. Sport Tea.
Thanks to Road also. Shout out to Road. Zencaster, fuck you.
Yeah, Zencaster.
We're looking for
Yeah, we're on the market for a new partner.
Officially.
Yeah, because I'm sick of in the middle of this podcast, it just stops working. You want a quality control person? We're right here. Call Biscuits and Tea, and if not, we'll be moving on.
Yeah. This is it's our notification. What do you call that? What do you call that when you quit? Like a 30-day,
Yeah,
2-week, whatever.
2-week notice.
yeah.
Is that a 2-week notice?
Yeah, before we hop off,
Anyone
Tyler,
can
could you
do
just give me an update on the Washington Wizards and what you're so excited about today and why it's a big deal?
I'm just big for just any sort of playoffs with Washington sports. So, we slid in as the 8th seed. I think we're taking on the Sixers, so we get to deal with Embiid, but
Kansas graduate?
really?
Yeah, Joel Embiid.
Embiid?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
He was so good, and then he hurt his foot or something like that, and then he didn't get to play in the March Madness. If we would have been playing in March, we'd have won. Like, we had such a good team that year.
He would have been like a Zion
Oh,
dude.
He just couldn't stay healthy early on. You don't know Joel Embiid, Will?
I don't think so.
Your dad's a big fan
Monster.
of him. Like, EJ loved watching him. Where's he from, Ty?
African?
I always thought he was from the East Coast, but maybe not.
I mean, yeah.
He's Cameroonian.
Cameroonian. All right.
7 foot tall, 280. He's a 3rd pick overall, making $31 million a year. University of Kansas graduate, and he is a fucking baller. So
did you say graduate?
He didn't graduate.
Okay. So
But
how many years did
basically,
he go to?
I mean, he played basketball at KU, so you're a graduate at KU at that point.
How many years did he go?
1.
Just one? All
1
right.
year,
Well,
one and done.
He's making 31 mil now. So when we get the back pay for his 1 year at college and what that generated, 22 extra mil we got to add onto that contract. Anytime NCAA, we're right here.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Oh, man. Well,
yeah. All right. B team.
we're signing off.
Deuces, pooches.
We're gone.
Douches,
Later. See ya.
pooches.